Hi everyone. And voice video clarity is enough. Is the voice and video clear enough? ಯಾರಾದರೂ comments ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿ whether my voice and video are clear enough for you. Okay, now we will be looking at the introduction part. Questions ಆಮೇಲೆ solve ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ on 10 questions. But initially we will try to understand the concept, basically what directions is and what is the basic concept behind solving the questions, what is the logic behind solving the questions. So everybody knows that there are four principal directions. Four principal or main directions. We call them as the principal or main directions. How many directions are there? Four main directions are there. So one is north. You have to remember that on paper, irrespective of the direction which you are facing, maybe normally you might be facing south, or you might be facing east, or you might be facing north. Suppose let us assume that you are sitting inside an examination hall writing a bank exam of IBPS, and you are facing some east direction, but still on paper when you are drawing a diagram of directions, it will always remain the same irrespective of your direction. Okay, this will be always the north, and exactly dead opposite to north is south. South, north. Hereafter north will be denoted as capital N, and south will be denoted as capital S. And this is actually west, and this is actually east. Okay? These directions will never ever change on paper, irrespective of the direction. Originally, the north pole of the earth may be in a different direction, and to the north of India it is Himalayas, and to the west of India it is Arabian Sea, to the south of India Indian Ocean, and to the east is the Bay of Bengal. Everybody knows that. Let us assume that you are sitting inside an examination hall facing Arabian Sea in Mangalore. Okay, you are facing Arabian Sea means you are facing west. Even then, even when you are facing west, in the on paper while you are writing an exam, the directions will always remain the same. This will be north, this will be west, and this will be south, and this will be east. According to these four directions, based on this particular diagram only, we will be solving all the questions that comes in this chapter. Okay. So that's the first point to remember. Irrespective of the direction which you are sitting, it doesn't change. Then, if you consider this is the principal direction, north. So, north actually, if you are facing this way, let us assume that you are standing over here. This is person A. He is standing here and he is actually looking in this direction. Then he is said to be facing north. He is said to be facing north. So Mr. A is here actually, and he is facing this direction. Okay, facing means your face will be towards the direction and your back will be exactly opposite direction. If your face is facing north, then your back will be facing south, right? That is clear, right? So let us assume that a person A, he is actually facing north. Then let us suppose that he walks for some 5 meters. Let us suppose that he walks for 5 meters, and then he turns left, and then he turns left. Now which direction he will be going? Initially he was facing north. He traveled for 5 meters and then he started turning left. He turns left. So towards left means he is going to which direction? West direction. Let us suppose the same person A, and same direction he is facing, that is north. He has gone for 5 meters towards that direction facing north, and suddenly he took a right turn after walking for 5 meters. Then he'll be walking towards which direction? East. So that is what you have to understand. Let us suppose that another person B is there. B is actually facing south. B is actually facing south. South means his face will be towards south, and this is his back. His back will be facing north. So when he is facing south, similarly he travels for 5 meters and then he turns left. See, you have to assume yourself, as he is facing this direction towards left means he will go this way. Then the answer will be east. Same person facing south travels for 5 meters and then turns right. If he turns right, he will be moving towards which direction? He will be moving towards west direction. So this clarity you should have. Let us assume another person C. He is actually facing, oh sorry, C. He is actually facing west direction. Facing west means he will be looking towards west. Same, he goes for 5 meters and turns left. Turns left means he comes down. That is towards south. Same person who is facing east, if he goes for 5 meters and then he turns right. Right means towards that direction. You assume yourself so that you won't get confused by directions. Okay. You just stand in one direction and see which is your left and which is your right if you're getting confused. Okay, on paper it might be slightly confusing at the start. As you proceed and you do not a lot of problems, this will be clarified. Okay, so if you are facing west and if you move towards right, you will be moving towards which direction? North, right? So hope you understood this. Now we will move further. We will take north, south, east and west. These are four principal directions, or these are four main directions, right? If you just look at them, of course I have not drawn a perfect circle, but they are in a circle. You know that earth is spherical, right? It's almost circular in shape. So what is the angle of a circle? Total angle of a circle will be always how much? 360 degrees. 360 degrees. Fine. Now this entire angle between all the four directions, which is circular in shape, is actually how much? 360 degrees. And if you look at the directions, they are equally placed. North is equidistant from east as well as west. So from north, let us suppose that the angle of E is x degrees, then the angle of west from north also will be x degrees only. Suppose if the angle of east from south is x degrees, then the angle of west from south also will be x degrees. And 4 points, all the 4 points are equidistant, means they are at the same distance from each other. They are at the same distance. Equidistance means we have to compare adjacent points only, not opposite points, adjacent points. Side by side. Adjacent means side by side. North is adjacent to east and north is adjacent to west. Similarly, west is adjacent to north and west is adjacent to south. So all the points which are adjacent to each other are equidistant. It implies that 360 degrees has been divided into how many equal parts? 4 equal parts, because we are having 4 directions. If you cancel that, each angle will turn out to be how much? 90 degrees. Each angle will turn out to be 90 degrees. Okay. That means the angle between north and east will be exactly how much? Will be exactly 90 degrees. Okay. Similarly, the angle between west and south will also be how much? 90 degrees. So it implies that angle between any two adjacent sides is 90 degrees. That you have to remember. So whether it is the angle between east or south, south or west, west or north, north or east, all of them will be 90 only. But you have to remember this word, any two adjacent sides. Any two adjacent sides. Why am I using that particular word? Because let's see. I'll draw one more diagram. North, south, east and west. I have said that angle between any two adjacent directions is 90. Let us suppose that we are not taking adjacent. North and south are not adjacent. They are exactly opposite. They are exactly opposite or diagonally opposite to each other. So when two directions are diagonally opposite to each other, then what happens? So this will be 190 between north and west. There is 190 degrees, and this will be another 90. So total angle is how much? 90 plus 90. This straight line or this straight line or the angle between any two exactly opposite directions. The angle between any two exactly opposite directions is how much? 90 plus 90, that is 180 degrees. Okay, the angle between two adjacent side by side directions is 90, whereas the angle between two exactly opposite or diagonally opposite directions is 180. Okay, now we will introduce the next part. Actually, total directions are how many? Total directions are actually 8 in number. Apart from 4 main directions, we have 4 subordinate directions derived from the main directions. Apart from 4 main directions, there are 4 subordinate directions derived from the main directions. Let us see them: north, south, east and west, right? These are the 4 main directions which we know. But we consider the direction between north and east is northeast. We call it as northeast, and we have to write it like this: north dash east. Okay, similarly between south and east we call it as southeast. Similarly between south and west we call that direction as southwest. Between north and west we call it as northwest. So these are the 4 subordinate directions: northwest, southwest, northeast and southeast. These are the 4 subordinate directions. We derive them based on the main directions only. If it is between the main directions of south and west, it is known as southwest. If it is between north and west, it is known as northwest. If it is between north and east, it is known as northeast. If it is between south and east, it is known as southeast. Fine. Now we will come to know one more another additional important point. Now we know that what is the angle between any two main directions, between north and west or south and west or two adjacent main directions. What is the angle between them? When you consider two adjacent main directions, what is the angle between them? Anybody? We have seen that just now, right? The angle between any two main directions which are adjacent to each other. If their opposite angle is 180, if their adjacent angle is 90 degrees. Now we know that this direction which is exactly between north and west is known as northeast. Between north and west is known as northeast, and this is actually southwest, and this is southeast. This also I have written it wrong. Okay, I'll just remove this diagram. Now I'll draw the diagram once again: north, south, east and west. You already know that the angle between any two adjacent directions is always how much? 90 degrees. Let us assume, let us consider the subordinate directions as well. There are 4 subordinate directions, right? That is, between north and east is known as northeast, between north and west it is actually known as northwest, and between south and west southwest, and south and east is southeast, right? Now what I am asking is, what is the angle between two subordinate directions which are side by side? Angle between two subordinate directions which are side by side. I am not asking two main directions, I am asking two subordinate directions. Let us assume we are considering southwest and we are considering southeast. What I am asking you is, what is the angle between these two sides or these two directions? What is the angle between southwest and southeast? Anybody? South, I am asking between southwest and southeast. 90. Very good. That is 90, because if you see the angle between one main direction and one subordinate direction, one main direction that is south and one subordinate direction that is southwest, you already know that the angle between south and west is 90. Angle between south and west is how much? 90. And this southwest will be exactly located in between. So 90 degrees is being divided into two equal parts. This is the first part and this is the second part. When 90 degrees is divided into two equal parts, obviously it becomes how much? 45 degrees. So it implies that this portion, this portion is 145 degrees and this portion is another 45 degrees. When combined it is 90 degrees. So the angle between two subordinate directions, if I consider the angle between northwest and northeast, which are two adjacent subordinate directions, then the angle between them will be 90 degrees. For example, if I consider the angle between north, which is a main direction, and northeast, which is a subordinate direction, then the angle won't be 90. It will be actually how much? 45 degrees. Okay. So hope now everything is clear with respect to angles and directions. Now we are moving to the next point. I am exhausted for space. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, I'll draw one more diagram. We have two other important points which we need to know for sure. Okay. Let us assume that this is south. Sorry, I'm sorry. North is assumptions I'll go pretty straightforward. North is southwest. Okay, now let us assume that I have to move. I'm facing north. This direction. I am facing north. Hope now by now you would have got idea what is facing north. I am looking at north. My face is towards north and my back is towards south. So I'm this way. If I move left, I'll go this side. If I move right, I'll go this side. Right? Now let us assume that I have to move 90 degrees. I have clearly stated that I am facing north. Now I have to move 90 degrees clockwise. How can you understand this point? I have to move 90 degrees clockwise and I am facing north. If I turn 90 degrees clockwise, then I'll be facing which direction? For that, first you need to know what is clockwise and what is anti-clockwise, right? So what is clockwise? Clockwise means you are rotating or revolving in the direction of the clock. Actually, wall clock rotates from 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and so on and back to 12. It covers the entire circle. After completing, suppose if it is a minute's hand will cover the entire circle, that is 360 degrees. It starts from 12 and it ends at 12. For every 1 hour it completes one complete rotation or revolution, right? That is called clockwise. Clock moves from 12. From 12 whether it goes to 11, whether it goes this way, no. Clock always moves from 12 to 1, 1 to 2, then 3, 4 and so on. Again it comes back to 12. So clock actually moves in this direction. So that is called clockwise. So if you are facing this way and if you are moving this side, then you are then you are actually turning towards your right. So here the point is, if they mention it as clockwise, clockwise means towards right. Clockwise means towards right. So whichever the direction you are facing, from there you have to turn right. Suppose if you are facing west, if you turn right, you will go to north. Or if you move this way from east, I am facing east, right? This will be my left and this will be my right. If I rotate clockwise, I am going towards my right. What will come? From east, it will be south. Suppose if I rotate in the reverse, exactly opposite direction, that is known as anti-clockwise. That is known as anti-clockwise. So what is anti-clockwise? You will rotate in the direction exactly opposite to the clock's rotational direction. So that is, you will move towards your left. Suppose if I ask you turn 90 degrees anti-clockwise means you have to turn 90 degrees towards the left from which direction you are facing. Whichever may be the direction, you may be facing west, you may be facing east, you may be facing south or not. But you have to rotate towards your left if they are asking you to rotate anti-clockwise, and you have to rotate towards your right if they are asking you to rotate clockwise. So hope you got the idea, right? If you have any doubt, then please ask now itself, because if I move further, I cannot come back. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇದ್ರೆ you can mention in the comments that the concept is clear. Is the concept clear, everyone? Yeah, I'm expecting answers from you. Fine. Thank you so much. At least ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಆದರೂ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Now we will move to the next same concept. Questions ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. I'll ask the questions on the same concept and you have to answer it. So my question is, I am facing east. I am facing east. Uh, and I have to rotate 45 degrees anti-clockwise. 45 degrees anti-clockwise. I'll be facing which direction? Slowly I'll increase the complexity. For initially you answer this question. I am facing which direction? I am facing east, and you have to rotate 45 degrees anti-clockwise. Can you please tell the answer then? If I rotate 45 degrees while facing towards east, I will be facing which direction? That is my question. Northeast. Most of you answered northeast. Let us check it. We will cross check and we will see whether this is right or wrong. So this is my north, this is my south, east and west. As I have clearly mentioned, I am facing east, right? I am facing east. And the angle between north and east is how much? 90 degrees. If you remember, between north and between east, there will be one more subordinate direction, that is actually northeast. And if you remember the angle between one main direction and one subordinate direction will be how much? 45 degrees. So I am asking you to rotate 45 degrees, and that too in anti-clockwise direction. I have clearly mentioned that this is the clockwise direction. You have to go this way. But here in this question, I have clearly stated that you should not move in the clockwise direction. Rather, you have to go in the opposite. That is anti-clockwise direction. So I am here. I am facing this direction, that is east. This will be my left and this will be my right. So I am moving towards left because I am moving anti-clockwise. And I should not move 90. If I move 90, I will be at the another main direction, that is north. But I am moving only 45. So I will be placed at a subordinate direction, that is northeast. So northeast is the correct answer. So my next question is, you are facing west, and you will rotate 135 degrees clockwise. How much? 135 degrees clockwise. Which direction you will be facing? This is my question. You are facing west. It is very clear, right? You are facing west and you have to rotate how much? 135 degrees, and that to which direction? Clockwise direction. So you will be at which point? By mistake, I have deleted the question itself. My question is, facing west, 135 degrees anti-clockwise. I am initially facing west and I will rotate how much? Rotate 135 degrees, 135 degrees, and that too in anti-clockwise direction. What could be the direction which I will be facing now after rotation? Again, you are telling northeast. Let me check. North, south, east and west. It has been very clearly mentioned west. So if this is my west and this will be my left, right, and that will be my right, and it has been clearly mentioned. I said, I think initially I told it clockwise, right? So I am considering clockwise only. Clockwise means I have to rotate towards right. So this is west. I have to go how much? 135. How can you derive 135? It is 90 plus 45. 90 plus 45. So if I move from west to north, I will cover how much? 90. But I have to cover how much? 45. So I should add another 45 degrees. So from north, if I rotate in clockwise direction, for another 45 degrees, I won't reach east, but I will be here only. And that direction which is between north and east is known as what? Northeast. Hence the correct answer is northeast only. Okay. Northeast is the correct answer. Confuse ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಮ್ಮ. ಸೌತ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ you would have turned left. Mostly ನಾನು ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಅದರ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅವಾಗ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ. ನಾನು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದೆ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅದರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ವೆಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗುಡ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಚೆಕ್. So I'll be writing a few more questions. Facing southwest. Facing southwest. Now rotate 270 degrees CW. CW andre clockwise. CW means clockwise. Then 180 degrees anti-clockwise. Which direction I will be facing? CW means clockwise. ACW means anti-clockwise. And I am facing which direction? I am abbreviating it. I am not writing full word. It is actually southwest. I am facing southwest. Then I will rotate first 270. You have to follow the order. Okay. If you change the order, the answer will change. You have to follow the order. First 270 clockwise and then 180 degrees anti-clockwise. What would be my direction after rotating twice? Anybody with the answer? This is my initial direction. Southwest. I'll be facing southwest means I am looking this way. I am looking this way. And this is my right and this is my left. Towards this is my left and towards this is my right. Okay, first I have to go 270 clockwise. How 270 will be arrived? 270 is equal to 90 into 3. 93 times. So I am at southwest. If I go 90 degrees, I will be here between north and west. That is northwest. So 190 completed. I have to rotate how many times? 3 times. If I go for the second time, I will be here northeast. Now second 90 has been completed, or overall 180 degrees has been completed. If I rotate another 90, I will finish off 270. So currently I am here. If I rotate another 90, I will be over here. That is southeast. And now 270 degrees is completed. Means condition number 1 is done. I have to move to condition number 2. In condition number 2, what I am asking you, I have to rotate 180 degrees anti-clockwise. So I will write here north, east, west, south. So I am currently over here, right? I am currently here. Means I am facing this direction. If I go this way, it is clockwise. If I go this way, it is left or anti-clockwise. If you look at the question, it is very clearly mentioned I have to go 180 degrees anti-clockwise. How 180 is arrived? It is 90 into 2. So you have to rotate the 90 degrees twice. Initially where I am? I am southeast. If I go left or anti-clockwise for one time one time for 90 degrees, I will get northeast. If I go for the second time in the same anti-clockwise direction or towards left for another 90, I will be located over here, which is northwest. So the correct answer for that question is northwest. Northwest is the correct answer. So I told you, you have to follow the order and you should understand what is clockwise and what is anti-clockwise. And the correct answer is northwest, not northeast. You have to apply two conditions. First condition is 270 degrees in clockwise direction. From there 180 degrees in anti-clockwise direction. I hope some of you are confused actually. I'll give you one more question to make you more clear. Let us assume that you are facing north. Now you will rotate 90 degrees in clockwise, then followed by, this is the first condition, then followed by second condition, 225 degrees clockwise, and third condition, 180 degrees anti-clockwise. So finally you have to tell the answer here. Initially you are facing north, then you will rotate 90 degrees clockwise, followed by 225 degrees clockwise, and finally 180 degrees anti-clockwise. After doing this and this, you have to tell the final answer. These are not individual questions, it is the same question. These are not individual questions. You are answering east, but that is actually may be correct or may not be correct. But you should not answer here itself. This is a single question. I am not asking multiple questions, but I wrote 1 2 3 just to follow the order. You have to follow this order only. First you rotate 90, you will go to one direction. From there you will rotate 225 clockwise, you will reach one direction, and from there again you go 180 degrees anti-clockwise, you will reach one direction. That would be the final answer. Okay, let me check. North, south, east, west. Between north and west, northwest. Between north and east, northeast. Here comes southeast, and here comes southwest. So initially I'm here. I have to go how much? 90. That too in which direction? Clockwise. If I move 90 in clockwise, where I would be? East. Condition number 1 done. Now 225 degrees anti clockwise. 225 degrees clockwise. Have you got that? 225 degrees clockwise. 225. How can 225 be arrived? 180 plus 45. You know that the adjacent angle between two opposite directions is 180. Between north and south, what is the angle? 180. Similarly, between east and west, what is the angle? 180. Exactly opposite directions angle is 180. Currently, I am where? I am here. And I have to rotate how much? 225. 225 means 180 plus 45. In which direction? Clockwise. So from here, if I move clockwise, I have to go towards my right. This is east, and if I move 180 degrees, I will be here. And I have to go this way only. I have to go clockwise. But 180 is not sufficient because the question is asking 225. So I have to add 45 plus. So present I am at west. If I rotate further 45, if I rotate further 45 degrees, where I will be? I will be at northeast. And lastly, the question is 180 degrees anti-clockwise. 180 degrees means we know that exactly opposite. This is northwest. What is the exactly opposite direction to northwest? This is the exact opposite direction. This is the exact opposite direction. Whether you rotate clockwise or whether you rotate anti-clockwise, 180 means you will go exactly opposite direction. So for northwest, the exact opposite direction is southeast, and the correct answer for this question is southeast. So many of you answered it right. Means you got the concept correct. You have to understand one point. If you move 180 degrees, whether towards right or towards left. Let us assume that I am here, north, and this is south. Let us assume that I am moving clockwise first. I have to move 180. Where I will reach? Here only. If I move towards left 180, then also I will be reaching south only. So for 180 degrees, there is no confusion whether you are moving anti-clockwise or clockwise. If you move 180, then you will be exactly at the opposite direction. If you are starting from north, you will go to south. If you are starting from northeast, then you will go to opposite south west ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Likewise. Okay. I hope I have covered all the points. That's it. Now we can actually solve the questions. Yes. Now we can solve the questions, guys. Can you answer what is the Answer for question number 1, please. Anybody? As we have covered the entire concept, then you can apply the concept while solving the questions. Read out the question properly, understand the question properly, and answer whether the answer is option number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 95 meters, or 70 meters, or 50 meters, or cannot be determined, or none of these. What is the correct answer? Initially, if you look at question number 1, Mohan walked 30 meters towards south. You can assume any direction. He may be wherever. Let us assume that I'll assume that Mohan is here. This is the starting point. And he is moving towards south. South means towards down. You know the directions, right? North, south, east, and west. If you want, I can write it for yourself. North, south, east, and west. So he started here and he has gone towards south. And that too for how many meters? He has gone for 30 meters. The numbers are also very important. And which direction? South. You can indicate arrow mark if you want, but that's not required. On practice, you'll come to know. So I've gone for 30 meters and towards south. Fine. Now I'm taking a left turn and walked for 15. Actually, I'm here now, south. If I turn left, I'll be going towards which direction? West. And I've gone. I've gone for how much? 15 meters. This is actually 15. Now I'm here. From here, he takes a right turn and moves how much? 20. So I'm here actually, means I'm facing this direction. My right will be towards up, right? And that too for how many? 20. The numbers are also important. This is 30. 20 means it should be less than this value, 30. So I have gone for 20. I'm here now. So this has to be less than this particular value where we have gone for 30 meters. He again took a right turn. Now I'm here. And I'm here, I'm facing which direction? North. From north, if I take a right turn, I will be moving towards which direction? East. So I am taking a right turn and walked how much? 15. If you look at this number is how much? 15. Means this total distance between this point and this point is 15. Hence, if I go for 15 meters, I will be somewhere on this line, right? So I will be reaching here. I will be exactly here after walking for how much? 15 meters and by taking right turn. So if you understood the question, this was my starting point, and at the end I am here. This is my ending point. This is my starting point, and this is my ending point. The total value is this total value is 30 meters, and this value is 20 meters. This gap, the gap between 30 and 20 will be obviously how much? 10 meters. The question is how far is he from the starting point? So from the starting point, he is actually at 10 meters distance, which is not among the options. So answer is none of these. I'll try to explain once again to make it clear, because ಈ ಒಂದೇ ಕಲರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರುವ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಓದಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಐ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಅವೇ start from the point. Mohan walked for 30 meters towards south. So Mohan started from certain point. Let us assume that this is the starting point. I am writing it as SP. SP means starting point. And he is moving towards which direction? Towards south. And he has gone for how much? 30 meters. Means this entire distance from this point, starting point, till here, it is 30 meters, right? Now he is here. Means he is facing this direction. This is his right and this will be his left. If you look at the question, now he took a left turn and walked for 15. From starting point he has gone for 30. So this total value is 30. Okay. Now he has gone in this direction, means he is facing this direction. This is left, this is right. Now he turned left. From here, after walking for 30 meters, he is turning left. Turning left and has gone for how many meters actually? 15 meters. So from here to here, this distance is 15 meters. Now that guy is here actually. I'll change the color. Now he is here and he is in walking in which direction? This direction. Means he is facing which direction? East. So if he move towards left, he has to go towards north. If he move towards right, he has to go towards south. Look at the question. 15 meters. He then took a right turn. 15. He then took a right turn and 20 meters. He has gone for 20 meters. So, okay, earlier I have thought you wrong actually. So when he has gone left, he is facing this direction. If you go right, you have to go down. You have to go down, and for how many meters you have gone? 20 meters. You have gone 20 meters, and you are, so let us suppose that you are here. Means you are facing south. When you are facing south, this will be your left, and this will be your right. And finally you took another right turn and walked for 15 meters. So towards right means I have to go this direction. For how much? 15. This is 15. This is also 15. Hence this point and this point will be linear. Means they will be in the straight line. So finally I am here. This is my end point and this is my starting point. If you look at the distance, this distance is how much? 30. But I am here now. So I have to cover this distance as well. So what is this distance? You know that it is actually equal to 20. So ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ 30 ಇದೆ, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ 20 ಇದೆ. So 30 plus 20, the actual distance is 50 meters. So I'm wrong. So initially I solved it wrong. I got confused rather than you. So the answer is 50 meters and not none of these. If you have any doubts, you can ask your questions. This right and left, you should be careful. You should consider right and left based on the direction which you are facing. Any doubts? ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ I said it was 10 because I assumed towards left rather than right. The correct answer is 50 meters. Right to left, while considering right and left, you should be careful and you have to consider from the direction which you are facing. Can you solve question number 2 and tell the answer? Please solve question number 2 and tell the answer. Okay, Ashok started working towards again south only. He is going towards south, don't know how much he has traveled. So it was clearly mentioned after walking 50 meters. So Ashok started walking towards south and he has gone for how many meters? 50 meters. He has gone for 50 meters towards south, and finally after walking 50 he took a right turn. He took a right turn after walking 50, and then after taking a right turn he walked how much? 30 meters. So let us assume this is the starting point. Got it? He has gone for 50 meters. Which direction? South. And from there he took a right turn. So when you're traveling towards south, I already think you know which is right and which is left. This is right and this is left. So we have to go towards right, and that too for how much? It's very clearly mentioned, 30 meters towards right. Then again he took a right turn. Now we are not walking towards south, we are actually going towards west. So if you are going towards west, what is your right? This is your right, and this will be your left. So he started walking towards left. He is taking a right turn and walked for how much? 100. This is actually 50 only. If you're turning right, you have to go upwards. As this is 50, if you want to walk 100, it should be double. Not exactly, you may not draw the exact length, but at least you should know that is double the length of 50, that is 100 meters. Now I'm here. Now I'm here and I'm facing which direction? North. When I'm facing north, towards anti-clockwise or towards right means this way, towards left means it will be towards this way. He again took a right turn. Once again he is turning right and walked for how much? 30 meters and finally stopped. Okay, now I'm here. If I want to turn right, I have to go this way. If you look at the distance, see how much is this? 30. Means from here to here, this total distance is 30. So if I travel 30, I have to be somewhere over here, right? If this is 30, this also has to be 30. So then I will be exactly somewhere over here. Means this point and this point are in straight line. That is the thing that you have to understand. The end point and starting point. This is where we have started, right? This is the starting point, and this is actually the ending point. As this distance is 30 and they have told this is also 30, then the distance between these 2 points, this point and this point, and the distance between this point and this point will be same. Hence, this distance is also 30. So we can assume that, or it is very clear that the end point and the starting points are in straight line. They are in straight line only. And look at the question. How far and in which direction is he from the starting point? I'll change the color because I have created some kind of clutter, right? So this is the starting point. I've changed the color for the sake of making you understand. And this is the ending point. If you read out the question, how far means you have to tell the distance. Far means distance. And in which direction was he from the starting point? So from starting point, this is the starting point. So if I stand here and tell from with respect to this point, so from starting point, if I go this way, I'm moving in which direction? North. So the end point is towards north direction from the starting point. And what is the distance? Initially I told you this distance is actually double the 50. Means if you consider this part, this will be 50, and from here to here the distance will be another 50. So they are asking you that distance only, right? So again the distance is 50. So towards north and at a distance of what? 50 meters. So he is 50 meters away and towards north direction from the starting point, or the end point is 50 meters away in the direction of north from the starting point. So answer is fourth option, 50 meters north. So hope everybody got this. If you have any doubts, you can ask your doubts. Now question number 3. Anybody with the answer? First I solve ಮಾಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ 50 meters north ಅಥವಾ fourth option ಅಂತ. That is good. Means you are understanding. You are able to understand what I am teaching. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟನೇ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾ. Slight confusion ಇರಬಹುದು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರೈಸ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್. ಆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ నుంచి ಮೂವ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. When I am actually solving that question, if you have any doubts, you can raise the question then and there itself. ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So answer question number 3. What is the answer for question number 3? Okay, I'll solve this question. Town D is towards east of town F. So first of all, you have to understand the given meaning of the given sentence. Town D is, so we are comparing town D with respect to what? Town F, towards the east of town F. So here reference point is F. So I'll consider F first. So town F is here. For town F, this is north and this is east, right? This is west and this is south. They have very clearly mentioned town D is towards east of town F. So town D is towards east of town F. So I have written just to make you understand. Okay, east, north. So now you got the point, right? Town D is towards east of town F. Next point, town B is towards north of town D. Town D is here. Towards north means I have to go this way, right? Which town is towards north of town D? Town B. Town B is towards north of town D. Then town H is towards south of town B. Town B is here, right? I'm drawing a separate line to make you understand, because this is slightly a sentence which creates confusion in you, so that's why I'm writing it as separately. So read out the last sentence. What are they saying? Town H is towards south of town B. So town B is here. For town B, this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west, right? So if I move from town B towards south, somewhere H will be there. So it might be here, or H can 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 be here, anywhere. Or H can be here as well. Because from B towards south, town H is present. So from B, if you travel towards south, this is south. If you go further down, then the direction might change. No, it will be south only. Suppose if I move further down, will the direction change? No, it will be south only. So if you go even 10 pages down, that will be south only, right? So here my point is, town H is towards south of point B, means H can be here. That is also correct. Town H is towards south only. H can be here also, because town H is towards south. H can be exactly here. Of course, H cannot be here because it won't be south. H can be exactly below D, or further below D, or immediately above D, whatever it may be. If I have to draw a diagram where H is below B or H is towards south of B, I can do it like this. I can do it like this, right? H is south of B and D is also south of B. Or else I can do it this way also. B, D followed by H. Here in this statement, H is towards south of B is correct. In this statement also, H is towards south of B only. So I can write above D or I can write below D. But I don't know where he is. If you read out the question, towards which direction town H is from town F? That is the question. Now, can you answer the question? We don't know the exact position of H. H might be above D or might be below D. There will be two answers. So F is here and D is here and B is somewhere over here. Let us assume that H is above D. Then from F, if you look at the directions, I'll remove this to make it clear. Now I have to tell the answer with respect to F. From F, what is the direction of H? That is the question. Towards which direction is town H from F? So I am looking from F. From F, this is north. This is south. This is east. This is west, right? Suppose if I consider H to be here, then from F, this is the direction. It is between north and east. Hence the direction becomes what? Northeast. But I don't know whether H is here above D or below D. Let us assume that H is below D. Then if I look from F, the direction will be this, which is actually between south and east. Hence, I have to answer it as southeast. Here I am getting two answers. I'm sorry. If H is below D, the correct answer will be southeast. If H is above D, the correct answer will be northeast. But in the given question, they have not clearly mentioned whether H is above D or below D. They have just mentioned H is to the south of D. That's all. But we don't know whether he is above D or below D. If he is above D, then the answer will be northeast. If he is below D, then the answer will be southeast. So here in this case, the correct answer is either northeast or southeast. But if you look at the options, northeast is an option, southeast is an option, but there is no option which actually says either northeast or southeast. Hence, the correct answer is data inadequate. Means the information provided in the question is not adequate or sufficient to answer this particular question. That is the meaning of the word data inadequate. Data inadequate means the information given in the question is not sufficient to mention a correct answer. Hope you understood. This is a very important point. If you get such questions in the exam, it might be misleading and you might answer it wrong. Okay, so this is the logic behind it. H can be above D or below D. There is no clarification whether H is above D or below D. Hence, due to lack of appropriate information, the answer has to be either northeast or southeast. But among the given options, either option is not there. Hence, we have to go for data inadequate. Vaishnavi has answered it right, southeast or northeast anta, but answer illde irodrinda you have to go for choosing data inadequate option. Okay, fine. Hope you understood. Have you understood, everybody? Let's be interactive please, because ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅವಾಗ ಅವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನನಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೇಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನ್ ವರ್ಬಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಗೊತ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಕೇಳಿಬಿಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಎಸ್, ಎನಿಬಡಿ, ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆನಾ? Is there any confusion with respect to question number 3? Okay, let's. I think you are clear with the concept. I'm moving to question number 4. Can you answer question number 4, please? Question number 4 का answer है first option, second option, fourth option, fifth option. First, try to understand the information given in the question properly, and then approach the question to tell the right answer. First point, nodi, B is 7 meters away in the north. In which direction? North of A. Means north of A means from A it is towards north, and at what distance? 7 meters. Which point is located? B. So if I assume A to be here, if I consider north of A, I have to go this way, right? And what is the distance? 7 meters. And which point is present over there? B. So B is 7 meters north of A. That is the point. From A towards north direction at the distance of 7 meters, point B is located. Okay. Now A moves 9 meters towards east. A moves 9 meters. A moves 9 meters towards east. So as they mentioned east, I am going this way from the starting point. So this is the starting point. Takes a right turn and walks 2 meters. So he is actually going this way 9 meters. So this is left and this is right. If he takes a right turn, he comes down and walks for how much? Just 2 meters. He walks for 2 meters after taking a right turn. Then takes a left turn. Now if you observe, he is actually moving this direction. This is left and this is right. They have very clearly mentioned he takes a left turn. Means from here he is moving towards left. Left and moves only 1 meter. He moves only 1 meter. And finally takes a left turn and moves 9 meters. Finally takes a left turn and moves 9 meters. So he is moving this way Towards left means he moves towards north. 9 meters. See, if you understand this point, I'll change the color to make you understand. This distance is how much? 2 meters, if you remember. And this distance is how much? 7 meters. Sorry, 7 meters. If you add 7 plus 2, it will be equal to how much? 9. So, from here, and I am keeping dots, this distance is 7. And from here to here, this is 2. So this total distance from B until this point, the total distance is how much? 9. So if I am starting from here and I have taken a left turn, means I am moving towards north. If I move this direction, and that too for how many meters? 9 meters. I'll be exactly at this point, right? I'll be exactly parallel or in straight line to B, because this total is 9 meters. This total also has to be 9 meters. So this is my end point. I am stopping here, and that will be exactly in straight line to point B. So are you getting my point? If you don't get my point, please ask your doubt. Okay. Now, considering this as the end point, now how far and in which direction is A from point B? So originally this is the position of A, but he has moved. He has moved initially for 9 meters, then for 2 meters, and then for 1 meter, and again finally for 9 meters, and finally he is located here. The end point itself is the A. Now the question is, now how far and in which direction is A from B? So you have to look from B and tell he is in which direction and at what distance. So from B this is north, and this is which direction? East. So from B, A, which is this point, is in the direction of east. And what is the distance? This is the distance. This is actually 9 meters, and this is actually 1 meter. If you add 9 plus 1, 9 plus 1 is how much? 10 meters. So it is at a distance of 10 meters from B and towards east direction. Hence the correct answer is fourth option, 10 meters towards east. So have you got the point? ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ critical ಅನ್ಸಬಹುದು starting, but slowly you will get it. Initially it might be difficult, but slowly you will understand. Go for question number 5. See, question number 5 states that point A is 30 meters to the east of point B. We don't know where is A and where is B, so assume somewhere. Point A is 30 meters east of point B. I am assuming point B to be here, and if I move how much? 30 meters, I will be reaching point A. Fine. From point C is point C is 10 meters south of point A. Point A is here towards south, means I have to come down, and that too just for how much? 10 meters. Here is a point named C, right? Then point D. Point D is 15 meters, and that too to the west of point C. Where is point C? Point C is here. So point C is here towards west, means I think you know, and that too at a distance of 15. This is how much? 30. 15 means I have to somewhere exactly be in the middle. And here is which point? Point D. And this distance is exactly half of 30, that is 15. Right? So point D is here. Then now it has been very clearly mentioned. Point E is exactly in the middle. Exactly in the middle of which 2 points? D and F. So between D and F, there is a point which is known as E. But we don't know F. Now they are telling you that D, E, and F, all 3 points lie in a straight line. So D, E, F, all 3 points lie in a straight line, means it can be this way. D, E and F, or it can be this way as well, D, E and F. Why I am writing always E in the middle? Because they have clearly stated that point E is exactly in the middle of points D and F. So between D and F, E is present. But they have nowhere mentioned that D is above F or F is below D. So it can be this way as well, F and D and in between E. This is also another possibility. But if you read the entire question, you will get some clarity over this. The length of the line DEF is 20. Length of the line DEF is 20. Here is another very important point which you need to understand. The length of the line DEF is 20 meters, means the length between D and E will be 10, and the length between E and F also will be 10, because they are equidistant. Their exact point E is exactly in the middle, right? Means the distance between D and E as well as E and F will be the same. Hence, the given distance of total 20 between D and F has to be divided into two equal parts. 10 meters between D and E, similarly 10 meters between E and F. This is another point that you need to consider. Okay. Now comes the important point that we need. Point F is north of point D. Now they have very clearly mentioned. So suppose if I assume D here, towards north means I have to go above, but here I have written below. So this is wrong and this is right. Point F is north of D. So D is here. If I go north for how much? 10 meters, I'll get E. If I go further north 10 meters, I'll get F. Total 20 meters. So this is D. Here comes E. This is how much? 10. I have already said that I will remove this 30. So I am writing E here. But remember, the distance between B and A is 30. This is 15 and this is 15. So here comes point E. This distance is how much? 10 meters. This is 10 and this is also 10. Between E and F also there is a distance of how much? Another 10. So finally our diagram stands out to be like this. I am writing it again to make you clear. B, E, A followed by here comes F, D, E, F are in straight line and C is here. You know this distance, it is very clear. 15, this is 10, this is 10, this is another 10. Initially it was mentioned between B and A the distance was 30, which is divided into two equal parts, 15 and 15. Now E is the midpoint of F and D which they have mentioned, and we can assume or we can conclude that E is the midpoint of another straight line, that is between B and A. B, E, A is also in straight line, and this is exactly in the middle of A and B because this is 15 and this is 15 and the total distance is 30. So hope you understood. Let's look at the question now. Point G, another point is there. Point G is 15 meters to the east of point F. Okay, there is another point. This distance is how much? 15. From F towards east at a distance of 15. If this is 15 and this is 15, A and G will also be in straight line. Point G is here. That means G, A and C, all of them are in straight line. As the distance between A and C is 10, the distance between G and A will also be 10. Okay, now final question. How far and in which direction is point G from point A? I have already told you that. Here is A and G is in this direction. This direction is always which direction? North. And at a distance of how much? I have already said it, 10 meters. So point G is north towards north and 10 meters of point A. Option 3 is the correct answer. Are you getting me, all of you? ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಕರಿತೀನಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆನಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಬಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ವೈಷ್ಣವಿ, ಚಿಂತನ, ಅಂಜಲಿ, ಪ್ರಸಾದ್, ಧನ್ಯ, Ananya, are you able to understand what I'm actually conveying or what I'm actually teaching you? Is there any kind of confusion with respect to distances or directions? ನೀವು ಎಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ we have doubts whether you can ask your doubt if you have doubts. Okay, okay. Fine. ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ. If that is not fulfilled, then this entire process itself will become waste, right? Okay, thank you. Thanks for your comment. And now we are moving to question number 6. We still have 4 questions. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಹೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಪಟ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ನಿಧಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. But while solving the examination question paper, we won't be like this. We will be ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್‌ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಹೋದಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ. Okay? ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಷ್ಟು ನಿಧಾನ ಹೋಗೋದು. Now, a person, and I'll change the color. A person starts from his house, okay, and moves towards the market. We don't know market is in which direction, north, south, east, west, south. We don't know. Home is in which direction, we don't know. But he started from home or house, and he started towards he is moving towards market. We don't know how far and in which direction he is going. Now they'll discuss that. He walks for 40, and that too towards south. So let us assume that this is the home. Okay, he started from his home. Now he is walking towards south. He has gone in the south direction for how much? 40 meters. Now he takes a right turn. So while I am going towards south, if I take a right turn, I will be moving towards west. I'm going slightly fast because we have already explained so much, so that you'll understand what is right and what is wrong. I hope you are able to get me. He turned right after walking for 30 meters. So he turned right, and after walking for 30, so has gone for 30 after turning right. He is now here. He takes a left turn. So he is actually here. If he turns right, he goes towards north. If he turns left, he has to come down. So he is coming down. He is turning left and walk for how much? And walks for 20. Turned left and walked 20. So this value is 20. Finally, now he is walking in this direction towards south. So you know, towards right means you have to move towards west. Towards left means you will be moving towards east. Okay. He turned left. So we are going to east and walked for 30. See, this is 30. So if I go for 30, I'll be exactly parallel to this point somewhere over here. But this point, all those 3 points are in straight line. This point, and this point. All of them are in straight line because this is 30 and this is also 30. This is 30, this is 30, this is 20. So remember the values. This is 30, 40, 20, 30. As they have said, he is moving 30 meters. That is why I have shown that this is the point and all these 3 points are in straight line, because we already know this value is 30. Fine. Now, how far and in which direction is his house from the market? They are not asking from house, they are asking from market. Market is the end point. This is market. And from market, you have to tell his house is in which direction. This is which direction? North. And at a distance of what? This is 40, and this portion is not 30. This is how much? 20. If this is 20, this also will be how much? 20. 40 plus 20. 40 plus 20. 60 meters. 60 meters and north. So from market, the house is 60 meters north. But if they ask you the question in reverse, if they ask you from home, in which direction is the market and at what distance? Distance will be the same somehow, but direction will change now, south. So from which point they are asking, that is important. So if they ask from home, the answer will be south. If they ask from market, the answer will be north. So as they are asking from market, with that is home with respect to market. So house is 60 meters at north from market. So the answer is question number 2. ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಮ್ಮ 60 ಮೀಟರ್ ಸೌತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಹೌ ಫಾರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್. So from market you have to look at the house and tell. Suppose if they ask you how far and in which direction is the market from house, then you have to start from house and you have to look at the market is in which direction and tell the distance. But here it is reverse. You have to look at the house from market. From market, home is towards north, not south. So correct answer is the second option, 60 meters north and not 60 meters south. Okay. Fine. You got it right. So question number 7. Can you please tell the correct answer for this question number 7? Question number 7, if you look at question number 7, a person starts walking from his office. So now he's starting from office towards a party hall. He's moving towards the party hall. So I'm assuming this to be my office, right? This is the office. He walks for 30 and the two towards which direction? Towards east. So from office I'm moving 30 meters, right? And in each direction. So I've gone for 30. Now what happens? He takes a 90-degree right turn. So right 90 means exactly down, right? Hope you know 90 degrees. So this is the 90-degree angle, exactly perpendicular. So 90 degrees right turn and walks for 15. So now he is going towards south, but he has gone only for half the distance earlier. That is 15 meters. Now he is here and he is actually facing south. Now he again takes another 90, again right. So if he takes right, he will go this way and walks for 15 again. This is actually a total of 30. If he walks for 15, he'll be somewhere in the middle. He has gone for 15. Now he is here, and this is his direction, that is towards west. Then he again takes 90. Oh, that's already done. And walks for. I'm sorry. He walks for 30, 90, 15. He takes 90. Okay, I've written the wrong distance. He has gone for 20. After the second turn, he is not going for 15. He is actually going for 20. So I'll slightly extend it. But remember, this is 30. It has to be less than 30. So I'm staying here. So now this distance is 20. He is here and in the direction of west. Now what happens? He then walks for 25 meters after taking a 90-degree left. So this is my direction. If I turn left, I have to come down. That is towards south. And he is walking how much? See, look at the distance, 25 meters. So he is going towards south now. For how much? For 25 meters. So from this point to this point, the distance is 25. He is moving in south direction now. And finally, he turns another 90 degrees. He turns another 90 degrees, that too towards his right, and walks for 10 meters to reach party hall. Now he is actually facing south. If he turns right, he moves this way. If you remember my point, this total is 30. From here to here, it is 30. And this is how much? 10. So the gap from here to here has to be remaining, rest of the distance, 10. So that is what they have told. He has gone for 10 meters. So he stopped here. This is my starting point and this is my ending point, and they both are in straight line. 20 plus 10 is equal to 30. So this is 20 and this is 10. So the total distance will be obviously equal to 30, exactly equal to this value. So this point, that is my starting point, that is office, and this is the ending point, that is party hall. Both are in straight line, though I have not drawn a it's not a perfect straight line, but actual intention is it is a straight line. But if you look at the this distance, what is this distance actually? This is how much? 15. And if you remember this, I have written it here. This is how much? 25. So this portion is 15 and this portion is 25. If I add it, the total distance becomes how much? 40 meters. Look at the question. How far and in which direction is party hall from the office? Now they are asking from office. From office, you have to look at the party hall and tell. So this is my office and here is the party hall. Distance is clear, 40 meters. But from office, what is this direction? South. So the answer is party hall is 40 meters towards south from my office. That is the correct answer. Option number 2. 40 meters towards south. Somewhere you got confused. If you're saying 60. You got confused somewhere. You just look at the values. This is 15 and this is 25. That's it. There is no other value. 15 plus 25 is 40, not 60. And that to 40 meters towards south is the correct answer, not towards north. If you observe, option number 5 is 40 meters north, but that is not the correct answer. The correct answer is 40 meters towards south. So you should observe from which one you have to answer, whether you are from looking from office or whether you are looking from party hall. So the answer changes from where you start. Got it? Clear? All of you? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ ಅಮ್ಮ. ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೇಳಕ್ ರೆಡಿನೇ, ಬಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮೀ ದೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡೌಟ್. You can mention the doubt in your comments so that I'll look after it and I'll try to answer it once again if you have confusion. If it is clear, fine. Okay, now we are moving to question number 8. So I'll start. Point A is 40 meters north of point B. We don't know where is A, where is B, so I'll assume it to be somewhere. Point A is 40 meters north of point B. So I'm taking point B to be here somewhere, okay? And I'm considering point A to be here somewhere. And we already know the distance is 40 between A and B, and A is north of B. And point C is 20 meters west of point A. A is here. From A, if you go west, this is the west. And the distance is only 20. And here is which point? C. Next, point D is 30 meters south of point C. C is here towards south means this. But if you look at here, it is 40. But from C, D is not actually 40 meters. D is actually only 30 meters. So there is a gap. I will rub this. So hope you are getting me actually. If you look at the sentence, point D is 30 meters towards south of point C. This is point C, and towards south means I have to obviously come down. But D and B are not in straight line because the distance between C and D is just 30, whereas the distance between A and B is 40. Hence, this portion is equal to how much? 10. And now here is B. Okay, but D is not in straight line with B. D is slightly above B. Okay. Then now go for point D. Point D is exactly midway, exact midpoint between which two points? D and F. Between D and F, point D, and between point F, point C is there, point E is there, which is exact midpoint. I think we have solved this question already. Let's see. Point D, E, F form a horizontal straight line. Earlier we had a vertical straight line, but now we are having a horizontal straight line. E is the midpoint of D and F. E is the midpoint of D and F, and this time very clearly mentioned horizontal. Horizontal straight line means this way, from east to west. Okay. Of 40 meters, distance also given 40. If the total distance is 40, this is 20 and this is 20. Between D and E, 20, E and F, 20. But we still have to get some clarity whether D is to the left of F or F is to the left of D. That will be mentioned in the next point. It is very clear. Point F is to the east of point D. So point D is here towards east means I have to go right. This is how much? 20. So if I move 20 meters, then comes the midpoint. Which is the midpoint? Point E. And from E, if I move further east another 20 meters, then finally I'll get another point which is in straight line, that is point F. So hope you are getting me. Okay. And point G is 30 meters. Point G is 30 meters north of point F. See, F is here. If I go north, I have to go this way. You already know that this is 30. So if I go 30, or I'll write here, if I go 30, I'll be exactly here, right? So point C, point A, and point G. This is G, point G. All three of them are in straight line. And again, this distance is 20, then this distance is also 20. Hope you understood. Now, final question. How far and in which direction is point G from A? Point G is here. I'll change the color. Point G is here and point A is here. So they are asking you the direction of G from A. So from A, if you look at this direction, what is the direction? East. And I clearly mentioned what is the distance? 20. So the correct answer is towards east and 20 meters. Option 4 is the correct answer. ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಈಸ್ಟ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾವು ಎ ಇಂದ ಜಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಎ ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಎ ಇಂದ ಜಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು, ಇಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಿ. ಎ ಇಂದ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತಮ್ಮ? ನಾರ್ತ್. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೌತ್. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಈಸ್ಟ್. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಎ ಇಂದ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 20 ಮೀಟರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ 20 meters towards east, not west. ಹರ್ಷಿತಾ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? Is the concept and the question clear? You should be very careful. You have to look at the question, and you look at it carefully, whether they are asking from which point, whether it is from A to G or from G to A. Both are not the same, they are different. The distance might be the same, but the direction will change, and that will make you to go for a wrong answer. So you should be very careful from which point you have to answer the question. So Harshita, is it clear for you? Yeah. Okay, we will solve last two questions and we will stop. Yeah. Question number 9. Answer please. ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಸಾರಿ, ನನಗೆ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 1 ವೀಕ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸೀನ್ such kind of questions. So can you please answer this question, question number 9? ನೀವು ಹೇಳೋ ತನಕ ನಾನು ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, because I have taught you the concept already, so you should be able to answer this question correctly without getting confused. Northeast. Okay, let's say man is facing north. So let us assume he is facing north. It's not an assumption, they have mentioned it, right? So 90 degrees anti-clockwise, it's very clear, anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise means towards left. And if I rotate 90, I'll get another main direction, because the angle between two main directions is 90 degrees. So what is the direction that is towards 90 degrees left of north? It is west. So now I am at west. And then 135 degrees in clockwise, 135 degrees in clockwise. I am here now. Clockwise means I have to move towards right. From west I have to move towards right. If I go 90, I will be at north, but it is given as how much? 135. So 90 plus 45. So after coming towards north for 90, I have to add another 45. If I add 45 to north, I will be somewhere here in the middle. This is actually east, but I won't be reaching east. I will be in the middle, which is actually northeast. So the correct answer is northeast. And the last question, Question number 10. Yeah, all of you answered it right. So last and final question. Yes, so if you look at the question, point A is ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್. Point A is 4 meters west of point D, which is I think you know the meaning already. Which is means you have to substitute the previous letter in case of which. You can read it as D is 3 meters north of point C. So D is here. If I go 4 meters, which point will come? Point A. Point A is 4 meters west of point D. Point D, which is means point D is 3 meters north of point C. So C will be somewhere here, and if you look at C towards north and that to at a distance of 3 meters, then you will have point D. You have to understand that point. Point D is 3 meters north of point C. So from C towards north at 3 meters, D is there. Okay. And point B is again 3 meters. 3 meters south of point A. Which one? Point C. Point B, I'm sorry. This is how much? 3. They have again told that it's 3. So from A towards the south at a distance of 3 meters, there is another point B. It means B and C are in straight line. Okay. And point E is 5 meters southeast of point D. See, D is here. So suppose D is here. This is south and this is east. But they have used the word southeast. So point E is, this is east, okay, not E. And they have clearly mentioned from D southeast means between south and east, southeast there is a point named E. So from D southeast there is another point E. And what is the distance? This distance, it is actually 5 meters. Now the question is, which 3 points are in straight line? So B, C and E are in straight line. Here I have to tell you another very important concept. If you look at point D, C and E, this is the diagram, right? D, at a distance of 3 meters there is a point C, and from D at a distance of 5 meters there is a point E. Definitely these two will be in straight line only. How means, have you ever read about, you would have maybe in 7th or 8th standard you would have studied right angle triangle. What? Right angled triangle. Its diagram looks like this, and this angle will be always how much? 90. This is called right angle triangle. And in right angle triangle, here there is an angle which is called as theta. So the side which is adjacent to theta or angle is called as adjacent side, adjacent side, and the side exactly opposite to that angle, so that is this side, is called as opposite side. And the longest side of right angle triangle is called as hypotenuse. Okay. And you would have heard this term, very famous theorem, Pythagoras theorem or Pythagorean theorem. Pythagoras theorem or Pythagorean theorem. What does it say? It says that the length of hypotenuse whole square is equal to the length of the sum of opposite side whole square and adjacent side whole square, or the length of hypotenuse is equal to square root of opposite side whole square plus adjacent side whole square. So that property is applicable to this triangle. That is why I have directly said that point C, point E and point B are in straight line, because this direction is 4. See, this is 5, hypotenuse. If hypotenuse is equal to 5 or 5 whole square, opposite side is how much? 3 whole square. Then you have to find out this value, adjacent side whole square. Let it be x square plus, this will be how much? 9. 9 will go that side and get subtracted. 5 square 25 minus 9 is equal to 16. that is equal to x square. Therefore, if x square is equal to 16, x is equal to under root of 16, which is nothing but 4. So this is also 4. Means the distance between C and E is 4, means what? C and E are connected in a straight line. Hence the points B, C and E are in straight line. And they form a right angle triangle along with the point D. Point C and E form a right angle triangle with point D. I have shown you what it is. It's actually Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse whole square is equal to opposite side whole square and adjacent side whole square. So I hope everybody got the concept. So please mention in the comments that whether you understood this particular last question or not, especially about that Pythagoras theorem, because many questions will be based on this particular concept, Pythagoras theorem. What is the distance between D and E? You have to take this formula, hypotenuse whole square is equal to opposite side whole square plus adjacent side whole square, and then you have to calculate the distance. Okay, it's almost more than 1.5 hours. I really appreciate I really appreciate all of you for being so patient, because without looking at my face and without no face-to-face interaction, by just looking at the voice and the content that I'm writing on the screen, to be here for almost 1.5 hours is a real task, and you have completed that. It means that you have patience, and that is the first quality for anyone to crack or to clear any government job. Some might feel bored. It means that they are not meant for it. I'm straight away making the statement. If someone has felt bored, if everybody has felt bored, that's okay. Then the mistake lies with me. I'm not teaching properly. But most of you are staying back and some of them are leaving in the middle. It means that, of course, there may be some sort of urgent work. If there is no sort of urgent work, or there is no purposeful work that they have to do by leaving the class, then it's better to leave it here, because it might waste your time. Those who sincerely study for banking exams without any deviations or distractions may take 1 to 2 years to clear any exam. It may take 1 to 2 years. Some of them, of course, will clear in 6 months only. But majority, I'm talking about majority of them will take at least 1 year. If you put hard work, at least for 1 year, without any distractions or deviations, irrespective of the words that your classmates, teachers, friends, parents, etc. say, without minding them, then success will be at just a knock of a door. If you knock the door, then you are going to meet success. But that requires determination, patience, dedication, and hard work. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut for success in life. If you get success in life through a shortcut, that will be temporary. It will not be with you forever. But if you have attained success not by chance or by luck but through hard work, that will be there with you forever. You choose between them whether you want to be the success that will be there along with you forever, at least until your retirement, or you want success that comes at shorthand, means by smart work, or someone says it's smart work, someone says it's luck, etc. So that's your decision. You are the director of your movie. So if you consider your life to be a movie, you are the director. You have everything in your hand, except maybe you need some producer. Of course, your parents are always there with you. And I'm not charging anything for this, practically speaking, right? But to be frank enough and to be honest, I'll be teaching some, maybe 60% of the syllabus or 70% of the syllabus in YouTube, and 30-40% of the syllabus which is of high quality, means the questions are really hard enough, especially in the PO mains or clerical mains. Some hard questions will be asked. I can't teach them in YouTube because that doesn't have any value. Okay, those sort of questions will be taught only for paid students. I'm not marketing this. If you don't join also, I'll continue these classes for sure. If nobody joins also, I'm not worried at all. But I am being honest with you. I'll be covering 60 to 70% of the syllabus in YouTube, but the rest, which is the core part, that is very difficult questions, those will be dealt only in paid courses. You can see anywhere in the YouTube there are so many channels which market their courses by just teaching some live classes, but I'm not doing that. I'm actually teaching what I will be teaching you inside the classroom. Nobody will be teaching this entire concept and then followed by problems, right? If you believe in me or not, I know that I am correct enough, at least I'm not cheating you, at least, right? But I am being honest. Okay, and there are two types of courses. One is a paid course and the other is membership. As I have already said, membership will be 999 rupees. I'll show you a site, just give me some 2 to 3 minutes. Membership will be 999 rupees for 1 year, because in the website itself there is no option for lifetime, so that will be for 1 year only. For 1 year 999, where you will be getting only PDF and test series, different types of PDFs, question PDFs, practice PDFs. Then you'll be having current affairs PDF and different types of practice test PDFs, as well as different types of test series. No videos will be uploaded in that membership course, maybe some videos, but there is another course, probably I'll charge. mm, I've not yet decided actually how much to charge. That also I'll leave it to you. But that contains good content, which is very hard questions, means tough level questions which will be asked in the mains exams will be dealt. You can choose the price. You can mention in the comments. I will make that the price of that will be the price of the course. And don't say 100 rupees, 500 rupees, 200, 250, 25 rupees, etc. You have to consider the effort to teach for 1.5 hour or 3 hours. It's not a task that everybody can do with such dedication and all. So considering everything, you can choose the price. If it is feasible and worth enough, definitely I'll choose that as my price. And before that, I'll show you how the website looks. I have published the app to Play Store today only, so it might take at least 2 days for review by Google. So after the app is reviewed and everything is fine, I'll share the link with you once the app is live on the Play Store. Our website is also of good quality actually. Earlier, the website was not that good enough, for which I have stated that the paid courses will start from 25th. So I have disbanded that website and I have purchased a new one, where again I have spent money for purchasing the website, okay, to give quality content. So this is our website. So this is my login, where it's an admin login, which you don't find this layout. The layout will be the same, but options will be different. So when you log in, I'll share the URL with you later. When you log in, similarly, you can upload your photo. You have to provide some details. You'll get OTP and mobile. You have to verify that. After all doing that, when you log in, you'll find two options: courses and membership. If you click on courses, you'll find courses. You don't purchase this. I have just kept it for just showing something. Okay, you don't go for it. And then you click on membership. And clicking on membership, if you click on membership, you will get the membership club option, where you will see 999 billed yearly. There is only one option, yearly, that's all. Okay, if you click on buy, you will subscribe to membership, and whatever I upload in the membership portal, you will get everything. There are so many options, of course, that you'll come to know after joining the club. In club, you can interact with peers, you can post the questions. It is just like YouTube only, or it is just like Instagram. You can post a quiz, or you can post a question. You can discuss. You can discuss about the course. You can talk to me. I can comment over there. It's just like a community. It is like a Facebook chat window, but that will appear only after joining. I'm just giving instruction. I'm not asking you to join. If you're really interested, then only you join, or else you can wait for another 1 week or 1 month later. You can join once you get the belief. Okay, but my question is, how can be the what can be the fees for the advanced course that we will be teaching for mains? I want your suggestion, because you are the learners, and it should be affordable to you. It should not be a burden to your parents or you. That's why I'm asking you. And I have already said that you should not say 100 rupees or 25 rupees. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want to convey. It's up to you whether you want to purchase, you do, or else also the classes will continue as promised for another next 5 months, at least 5 months. I'll be teaching the basic level concepts which builds the base and which gives you confidence to crack the exam. You might crack the exam with this course itself, but I won't guarantee. But I can give you at least a 60 to 70% confidence that you can clear the exam if you spend another 6 months. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. As I already said, staying on a live class where there is no face-to-face interaction for 2 hours is not easy. Almost 2 hours, 1 hour 45 minutes. You all have that patience, and I appreciate it. And I really thank all of you who is till the end of the class, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your valuable time. I'm going to end the session now, and you please comment in the group, that is our WhatsApp group, as well as comment once the video is off, that is not live. So that comments actually helps the video to reach more number of people. Okay, so I'm teaching obviously to get more audience. That's my target, first target. Okay, so you can mention in the group how was the class, how could it be much better. If you have any suggestions also, you can provide me with the suggestions. Okay, so thank you so much guys, thank you.